and welcome back. How are you guys doing? Thank you for giving us so much amount of love. In the past few days, we have seen a really big spike in our viewership of the students, and we are very happy, and we want to thank you for this. Thank you very much for sharing our videos and giving us like and subscribing to the channel. Keep sharing and let your other friends also join in with the education that we provide. Today, we are going to talk about another interesting part of what we discussed on Monday, and I'm hoping that you're going to attend the entire thing. My name is Sourajit. I will be having this class with you today. And today we're going to talk about Mendelian genetics, the two laws that we have. We have already discussed it in the first video. And if you really want to go ahead and watch the first video, check it out in our channel again. You can find that video from Monday as well. Today we're going to talk about the second video. But before that, what do we do here at ODA Class? We really love teaching, and we have found a way to innovatively teach things that will not only make more interesting for you, but also you find the topic even more lucrative because we put a lot of material into it. You can check out our course and join us for an entire 1 week course for a very small price. In this course, not only you will be studying with us for 1 week, you will also get test papers, homeworks, and a personal teacher who will take care of all your needs. Let it be a doubt, or maybe you're just wondering कि school में project बनाना है क्या बनाए. You can take their help. They are professional teachers who have been guiding thousands of students in their career, and you can be one of them too. You can also get taught by us. Join us for 1 week of course. All you have to do is go to the link that is there in the description box and enroll yourself immediately. Today is Wednesday. We start our batch from Monday. We usually have a lot of seats empty on Monday, but by the time it's Wednesday, the seats are very less. And because it's limited and the price is so less, a lot of students would enroll. And we want you to enroll as well. If you do love our classes in YouTube, trust me, you're going to love our lengthy classes of 40 minutes. Go ahead, check out the link in the description and join us. Today, I will be your teacher. My name is Sourajit Das. I'm a molecular biologist with a more than six. This is my 7th year actually. 60, let's just say 7 plus years, 7 plus years of teaching experience in biology and chemistry. Today I'm going to teach you biology because it's this subject is very close to my heart. बहुत सारा प्यार है इस subject के लिए. And the topic that we are going to talk about is part of your Mendelian laws of inheritance. Now, Mendelian laws of inheritance would be a very important topic for 10th standard. So board exam preparators, this one is for you. You will have a lot of good questions, case studies, including dihybrid cross, monohybrid cross, and Punnett square making and everything, where you have to discuss the laws of inheritance with example of dihybrid cross and monohybrid cross. So that's what we're going to do today. We're not going to go to the dihybrid monohybrid cross, but first we will understand what are the laws and why these laws are important. And we will talk about the second law of Mendelian genetics. Now, what are the Mendelian laws of inheritance actually mean to us? Now, as the name itself suggests, these laws are basically what Mendel has come up with after decades of his research on pea plants. And he has concluded in his book how these laws are actually followed and why they are so important for us to understand. These laws actually give us the idea of pattern of inheritance, like how my genes will get passed on to my kids in future, or how my parents genes got passed on to me in my present. This is what we talk about in case of the Mendelian genetics. Now, of course, there are many limitations of the laws of Mendelian genetics. At that point of time, technology was not that advanced, but he did a good job for an era where science was, quite frowned upon at that point of time. Church had a lot of power at that moment. Now, this is something very important that you must notice, that the Mendelian genetics or the laws of Mendelian inheritance only applies to progenies that are conceived by sexual reproduction. Of course, sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction can be differentiated with just one key point. Asexual reproduction has only one parent, whereas sexual reproduction will have two parents who will give gametes. What are gametes? Gametes are basically the reproductive cells that the parents will contribute to form a zygote after fusion. Now, there are mainly two laws that Mendel's work has given us. One is the law of segregation, which basically means that every time genes are getting transferred from your parents to you during the gamete formation, the genes will get segregated. Okay, they will hardly ever stay in a group. They will always get segregated. Every version of them which are called alleles, will get segregated into the gamete, and then the gametes get to randomly, whichever gametes combine with whichever, you get the gene combination from there. But the second law is a little different. It does have correlation with the first one, but it has its own entirety as well. The law of independent assortment. Assortment also basically means kind of sorting. But what I want you to focus on is the independent part. Now, both these laws were discovered and established by Mendel after his work on pea plants. He has worked on a lot of progenies of pea plants over the time, and he figured out that this is how things were getting transferred. Now, of course, there are limitations to this. If you want to learn the limitations of Mendelian laws of inheritance, make sure to subscribe the channel, give us a like, because soon enough I'm going to come up with more of these parts, and you can carry on by watching all the videos in a series. Okay. Now, the law of independent assortment. What does the law actually tell us? The law states that the alleles of two, okay, or more genes. Remember, if you don't remember what is the difference between genes and alleles, genes are what decides a feature in your body. Maybe there is a gene for eye color. Now, different people have different eye color, isn't it? That means that same single gene cannot cause all the things, right? But the same single gene can have small variations in itself, which will make multiple different versions of the same gene. One version gives red color eye, one version gives turquoise, one version gives blue, brown, dark brown, you never know. So that's the way we call them genes and alleles. Gene is just one defined characteristic. Allele is just different versions of it. Durga is just one, basically Sati, and Parvati, Durga, Katyani, so many other goddesses are just a version of that same superpower, isn't it? Same logic here as well. So what the law of independent assortment actually says is that the alleles or the versions of two or more genes that are together will always get sorted into gametes independently. One second. Sorted into gametes independently of one another. So what we used to think usually, is it possible that the gene that carries the color coordination for my eyes is somehow friends with the gene that gives me complexion as well, isn't it? So that means if the genes get transferred from one to another generation, these two genes will always stay together like a best friend. That's not true according to Mendel. What he figured out is that the alleles of more than two genes, or basically different genes, they will always get sorted. They will never stay together like they're friends. No matter what it will always get sorted independently into the gametes. For example, take this as the alleles right here. Okay, there is a gene that decides the color of a flower, let's just say. One part of the gene, or you can say one version of the gene, one of the alleles gives you red color flower, one gives you blue color, sky blue color flower, and another one gives you dark blue color flower. So if a parent has all these copies with the parent itself, and when the gamete production starts, all of these copies will get independently separated from each other. They're not going to stay with each other forever. Now, just to go around and try to understand how this thing works, let's do a small discussion on this. In other words, if I simplify the entire law for you, what the law actually says is that the allele a gamete receives from one of the gene does not influence the allele received from another gene. Like one of the allele is coming, like the eye color allele is coming to your gamete. The eye color allele will not be like, oh, skin complexion, you also come with me. So dono ek saath chalte hain. It doesn't happen that way. That one also will get randomly sorted to that gamete. Okay, it's a random distribution without any control on top of each other. Let's just take two parents here. One parent, as you can see, this is a pea, mutter. Okay, yellow color seed, and it's very perfectly round. Whereas this is green and it's a little wrinkly. So these two parents are there. Now, when it comes to these two parents, if I keep on understanding what alleles or genes they have, first of all, let's understand what do they have. Now, there are two technical genes here. One of the gene is the allele that gives you the yellow color seed. Okay, first of all, that's one character, color of the seed. That's the gene, and the allele is the one that gives you yellow color. If I go to the second one, the other allele that it has is the round seed. So these two are different characteristics, remember. color of the seed is a different gene altogether, and the shape of the seed is a different gene altogether. In those two genes, one version gives you yellow color, so that's the allele here. One version of the shape deciding gives you round color. So we got this part, and this is for this parent. If we do the same thing for the other parent that we were talking about, this is what we are going to get for the green wrinkly one. There is one gamete that might contain the wrinkle gene, whereas another one is there which can have you the green one. Same thing can happen for the yellow one as well. If you go back, the gamete can have the yellow color giving allele of the seed, whereas the other one can have the round one. It is not necessary that both of them will always be together. Like, will stick together. They will eventually get randomly assorted. So when it comes to the law that we were discussing, if these parents are there where they're carrying two different genes with multiple versions of their own genes alleles, they can actually give rise to all these progenies. Okay, imagine this. If the green color and the wrinkled version of both the genes were linked together, you would never end up with this or this. Why? Because the wrinkled one is linked with the green color, right? So dono ek saath chalenge. You will always get a seed that is green and wrinkled. You will never get a seed that is round and green or wrinkled and yellow. Take a pause if you need to think about it and go with this once again. If the law was not true and we presumed ki haan, best friends, the gene that gives you wrinkled seed and the gene that gives you green color, they will always stay together, then you will never end up with a green color round seed. Where is the wrinkled gene? And you will never end up with yellow color wrinkled gene. Where is the green? That's how we got to know that the rule actually gets followed in certain cases. Of course, as I told you, there are exceptional cases of this as well, but we will be coming up with more of these in the upcoming classes. Once again, if you are liking how we teach on YouTube, trust me, you're going to love it even more when you join the actual classroom. Go check out our application. It has so much gizmos and jingles that you yourself would be surprised that what we have. You can also check out our 1-week course that comes up with plethora of opportunities. Not only you get taught by multiple teachers who are from NITs, IITs, you will also be taught different topics as well as personal teacher. They can help you out with all your problems, academic problems, of course. Let it be studies, doubts, whatever it is, they can help you out with it. You also get homework in the app itself, so you can just, use technology. Everybody is doing book studies. Why not try technology? Come check out our course as well. Not only this, you can actually enroll for the course in very cheap and steep price of 29 rupees. Now, with this price, everybody will be enrolling, and there are limited seats because it's middle of the week and the batch starts from Monday. So if you want to be part of this, make sure you go to the link in the description, quickly click on it and pay the discounted fee. That's it. Your seat is reserved for the upcoming Monday batch. One more interesting thing that I want you to remember is that every time you learn something with us, you earn as well. You can actually earn something called as ODA coins, which is our version of cryptocurrency in our ODA app. 4 of these coins are actually 1 rupee of value, and you can collect a lot of coins just by attending the classes, doing your homework, assignments, and reaching out to us whenever you need help. And with these coins, you can actually buy interesting gadgets for free. These get delivered to your house also. You don't have to pay us delivery charges. I know, it's awesome. This is just the beginning. If you really want to check out with more and more things that we provide, you must go to the website, check out the link on our YouTube, and enroll yourself for a 1-week course. That's all for today. I'm hoping that you're going to give us a subscribe, give us a like also, share the video with your friends, let them also learn. I mean, you're not the only one who's studying for 10th standard, is it? You have your friends as well. And happiness is not really something to be kept with yourself. You should share it with other people. So make sure that you share our videos, give us a like, and of course, subscribe to the channel. I will be back with more things very soon. Till then, thank you very much. Have a wonderful week ahead.